All right, hello wine drinking people, we're back. Still the 16th of June, Thursday, and man, I've had a lot to drink this week, man. We got a lot of stuff to get through, and a number of tastings we got to review. All right, well, let's get started with the Spanish tasting at the Tower Club. This is an event that I do once a month, the second Tuesday of the month. Usually we have like 12, 15 different wines, and the view from on top of the Regions Bank building is just fantastic. A lovely panoramic view of Fort Lauderdale, and you know, the food there, well, they just put out a little cheese tray, so it's not much to talk about for the tasting. But they do a dinner afterwards if you guys want to stay for dinner and check it out next time. I think our next tasting is Summer Whites coming up. Hey, I think we've got a Summer White tasting coming up at Cafe Max too next. All right, well, the theme tonight was Spain, and Spain, one of the hottest areas in terms of Europe for values today, and some top-level wines coming from Spain. And we've seen all this happen in a relatively short period of time since Franco lost power in the 70s, and the rest of the world was opened up to Spain. They started to see, wow, we're going to have to make better wine if we're going to sell it at an international level in a short period of time. With importers like Jorge Ordonez, one of the gentlemen's wines who we highlighted tonight, they have started to produce some outstanding wines in Spain. From all over Spain, we had an interesting representation. To start, we had some wines that weren't from Jorge's portfolio, from a small importer. Thank you, Laura, for coming to pour. And the sellers Milos and Elis. And we've had these wines in the store just a week ago or so. Some really hot new stuff coming from the Priorat, the 2004 vintage, the first vintage of these wines. And it's just pretty much a selection, the two different wines. You know, their top wine, the Milos, which means pine tree, is you know, a selection of the top stuff coming from this young vineyard. Like I said, 2004 was the first vintage. I think 99 they planted the vines. So some great things to come from this property. I think, you know, for me the difference, well, the 06 and 07, the two different vintages. 06 a much better vintage, so the top wine, you know, really showing more concentration and depth here, that lovely licorice, spice, perfume, and slate-like minerality in both of these wines. The 06 just a little bit longer, a little bit more complex and round on the tongue, but both wines really excellent. We started out at the Jorge Ordonez table with the Mugo Rosado. This is a gorgeous wine made mostly of Tempranillo, and it's a dry rosé. A lot of people look at rosé and think, oh, I don't want to try that. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, close your eyes and here, try it, taste it, because you wouldn't guess it's rosé from tasting it. A lot of people would guess. A lot of times rosés are, you know, light red wines, which is basically what they are, and a really good choice for the summer, light and refreshing. A lot of like cherry and strawberry fruit, really, and finishing bone dry. Really nice little rosé. This Mugo Rosado 2012 for $10. Stunning little value. All right, well, next up we had a Godello. Well, we have the Godello first. No, I think we had the Botella Muscat, which a really interesting white. You know, this white, it's got this lovely perfume to it. Some people are a little off-put by the perfuminess of the Moscato grape. You don't see it often used in a dry form like this. Usually it's made with a sweet wine, and that perfuminess can be a little bit like Viognier. Some people don't like it, but, you know, delicious wine, really fresh and light and refreshing, and like I said, just unique and different. Just like the Godello, the grape from this wine comes from old vineyards, 70 to 85 years old. You get some nice concentration in this, some lovely ripe apple fruit and lemon lime citrus. Really good little Godello there. That's from the Galicia area, just north of Portugal. And then we had some Tempranillo-based wines, kind of a study in Tempranillo here. Well, before that, I should get to the Grenache, the Borsal, one of the best values in Grenache, this light and fruity wine. Similar to the Grenaches you get in the Southern Rhone, but more of a focus on the fruit and the floral notes there. Really lovely little value at $14.30. And then, let's see, these are in the wrong order here, but we had several Tempranillos, the Volver, the Muga, two of them, the Sierra Cantabria Crianza. So we had Rioja represented, we had La Mancha, one of the largest wine districts in the world, and then a wine from Toro, which the folks from Tremontia, they sold out for $20 million or whatever, and built this new winery, making some very good stuff at the, if I can find it on the paper here, Bodegas El Teso, La Monga. All right. Say that 20 times really quick. One of the problems with a lot of Spanish wines is the inability of us Americans to pronounce them. The Sierra Cantabria Crianza, probably the lightest of all these Tempranillos. This is a great property and making some fantastic Rioja here. You know, light wild strawberry fruit, some dried meat character to it too, and some fresh earth. A really nice light savory style Rioja. And then my favorite wine of the night, the Muga Reserva Especial. And Muga, one of the landmark properties located in the Haro region of Rioja, just making some fantastic wines, old school and new school. This Reserva Especial had a really dense color, really intense fruit, and a lovely body. 2005, a very good vintage for Rioja. A lot of structure here, a wine that is going to last for quite some time. But drinking pretty nicely right now. And then the Volver, kind of on the light side, but also, showing pretty nice savory character on the finish. Not your big and over-the-top Tempranillo like you see in Toro, which is where our last wine was from, and definitely showing that intensity that wines from Toro show. All right, well, that's what we had to drink at the Tower Club. Next up, we've got a lot of stuff in the store here, starting out with the guys from Metro Wine.